balls so dry, they explode like dust. Suck my balls, suck my balls.
You must suck my golf balls. Mommy?
Yes?
Suck my balls.
You got a lot of growing up to do, buddy. Suck my balls.
Sorry I'm different, but you can just suck my clit and my balls. You know what? You know what? That's what. Suck my clit and balls. I don't have to suck your balls. Before this day is over, you will suck my balls. Suck my balls, fat ass. I will. I will suck your balls, Kyle. And I will get down on my knee and I will suck your balls. I'll suck them dry, Kyle. Suck my balls, Kyle. Well, excuse my French, Mrs. Marsh, but you can suck my fat, hairy balls.
Suck my big balls in your hairy butt hole. Suck my big balls in your hairy butt hole. Your hairy butt hole.
What is that?
It's my balls.
God damn it, Cartman! How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Darcy? Holy shit, dude.
Previously on South Park. Today, we're going to talk about hell.
Hello, Satan.
Saddam. Us Jews don't believe in hell.
But what if we're wrong? Let's go. They killed Kenny. He had sins that he didn't confess.
No, Saddam, I told you. I'm with Chris now.
Boys, it is your Christian duty to save the souls of your friends.
I love you, Satan.
I love you too, Saddam.
Oh, Fonz, there's no way you can jump that shark with your water skis. Hey, I've got to try, Richie.
Dude, if this guy's going to hell, who's going to save us? Well, it looks like we're going to have to save everyone in this town ourselves. Go on!
Hey!
And now, the exciting conclusion of South Park.
Hey! I told him he couldn't do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition. Suck my balls. Check my balls. Right here on a litany of so many networks that are available on your podcast feed. I can't remember them all. But I can also tell you that you can find us on all of your podcasts. And I think we're on YouTube still, as Spreaker posts it there, the audio version only. And at this point, we don't care about copyright claims, so whatever. Fuck it. Listen to the whole unedited show on YouTube. We're back for another edition of Check My Balls. I'm your host, and the scene with the air is clean. I'm lighting up green, your boy, MSG. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew_Shaver. Each and every week, I'm joined by two guys who have moderately good-looking thighs, at least one of them. And that's our first guy on the scene. This man, he needs to be put on a calendar. He just looks dashing. He just looks debonair at times as well. God damn, he's chiseled like the modern Michelangelo. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back to the podcast. He's feeling a little down, but we're going to bring him up. Jackson! What's up, dude?
What's up, boys? Another day in paradise.
Another day in that pair of dice. Also, which was the EP that was put out by Puck Zoo. And if you're interested in that EP, go to puckxou.bandcamp.com. It's still up there. Go there. Listen to the full EP if you'd like. It got distributed, so I think it's on iTunes. You can buy it and all that, too. Puck Zoo.
Yeah.
I think you can still buy it all that. Yeah. Look up Puck Zoo. I don't know if I'll get any money from it. I mean, my name's on it. So's Rome's, but, go ahead. Also, welcome back to his own show as well. He's got his green screen up, but you wouldn't know it. But his room is actually apparently clean, but he didn't want to show it, Scoop. Like, he cleaned his room for us. He made it all pretty, and then he decided to swerve us and just put the green screen up. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back. He's clean. Joe Vernola.
I'm clean-ish, like, compared to what it usually looks like. It's clean, but it's still a hellhole of slovenliness here in the den of despair. And also, you didn't warn me that this call was being recorded when you started recording.
Shit.
I do not consent.
See, I
do
knew
not.
you were going to do this. I knew you were going to do this. The one time I don't fucking say it, you're going to call me out on it. All right, for Skype purposes, I just want to let you guys know that you are being recorded.
I love screwing with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another recap of Suck My Balls' favorite show. If you haven't figured out, it's South Park. This week, so yes, we're back, guys, for episode 61. This is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for probably the two-part, I guess you might say, wrap-up to this arc of Cartman trying to, he makes us believe in the first episode he's interested in being the church leader and church boy and good little priesty boy. This one, his plans get revealed, Joe. So before you take it away, I just want to mention, of course, our sponsors and hosts, HommyMediaGroup.podbean.com. You can download our show there. RatSaladReview.com and the R&R Pod Network. Check out our sponsors, TheBroasters.com. Use the code 5LB for your bag of Russo Bro coffee. You can also visit ZorosOliveOil.com for the finest artisan Greek olive oil.
You should check out the Baked Boys Club, man. They've got some stuff there that's pretty cool. They got t-shirts and hats. And they're they're pretty dope. So check out the bakedboysclub.com. And if you use the code SuckMyBallsPod, they'll give you 15% off your order, which is pretty crazy, man. So check out bakedboysclub.com and, join the club and get baked. Be part of the boys. Because, it's not just a brand. It's a lifestyle.
Joe, take us away on this episode today.
This episode is called Probably. It is the 10th episode of season 4. This says it's the 58th overall episode of South Park. I may have botched on that. It is the 58th episode overall, and it aired on July 26th, 2000. This episode basically picks up where Do the Handicap Go to Hell left off. The South Park children have built the church to live in sinlessness and no longer go to school and avoiding home as much as possible while listening to Cartman, who acts like a televangelist preacher.
The Lord is powerful, and he will smote the sinners and send them to everlasting hell. If you do not live your life for him, then to the lake of fire you shall go.
You see that, parents? Your children have refused to come into class since this morning. I'm afraid your son is the leader, Miss Cartman. Apparently, he's read the entire Bible, and now he's scaring the hell out of everyone.
Pumpkins, it's time to stop preaching damnation to everyone, sweetie.
Yeah, and it is so good. He's like and I know Borat came out years after this, but he's like the preacher from the first Borat that was putting his hands on everyone. I command you to be well. It was great. Meanwhile, Kenny calls from Ensenada, where the bus he was run over by in the previous episode dragged him, and he thinks he is in hell. And tells...
Hold on, before we move on there, okay, let's talk about the Cartman televangelist thing for a minute here, right? So, Cartman does a very good rendition of a modern day, you might say, glorified church, right? Where everyone's really into it, they're singing and dancing. Now, if you're doing that in your own private church, in your community, that's what you're doing. But the way they do it for television, they elevate it to a point where it's it's fake, like wrestling, like it's entertainment, right? Where you have people come on the stage and God's gonna heal you. He's gonna take away that power. Take away that power. Put your hand up to the screen if you watch it live, and take away that demon in your soul. You know what I mean? Just crazy, tongues and shit. It's a little matty. It's interesting that we're it's just the episode 3 or 4 where we had to get into religion here on South Park, but that's to no fault of our own. That's the content.
They just go after it.
Yeah, the Mormons and the Jews, man, relentlessly.
They are.
Yeah. Especially in this episode, they go after the Mormons hard.
That's because Matt and Trey were Mormon, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they got spurned like me by the church and so many others because, dude, the Mormon church, its principles are sound, family and love and all of that shit. But then it's like, oh, well, you don't go to church, so you don't believe in Jesus. It's like, what? I need to go to the Mormon church to be saved? And then all of like the levels of heaven, fuck. See, it's like hell is only one level, but heaven's got like 4.
Scoop, it should be your goal to get to the temple. Get married in the temple.
I did baptisms for the dead in the temple. And then I was thinking, how do they don't consent to this? It's like this dead person doesn't know I'm doing this for them. I'm like indoctrinating them into a religion they didn't even want while they were alive.
I mean, technically speaking, here's what I would think, though, Scoop. You could also look at it from a energy standpoint and be like, you're basically just dunking dead carcass into water. That's all you're doing. I mean, because those people are gone. Their energy, their spirit, their essence, whatever you want to magnify that's within our beings, that's gone. At that point, it's just like you're playing with, a dead carcass. Let's dunk it underwater, bring it back up. That's really what it is. If that helps you replace that negative thought with that, I hope that helps. I've been trying to read up on ETF, which is something I forget what it is right now, and I'm stupid. Or it's EFT. Yeah, I've been looking up EFT, where it's emotional freedom from thought. So basically, what you do is you replace the thought with the positive energy or a previous instance in your life, right? So you could do that. I don't know. I just don't want you to hold on to that anger, Scoop, because I love you. As you're coughing up a lung over there, Joe. Continue on, sir. You were saying that.
He was telling Cartman about hell for his underworld sermons.
Kenny
saying that everyone in hell speaks Spanish. And that there is water, but if you drink it, you bleed out your ass for 7 hours. And a lot of trinket stores that all sell the same trinkets.
And a lot of trinket stores that all sell the same trinkets. Kenneth says that if you drink out the water, you can drink the water, but you're going to bleed out your ass for 5 days. Everybody speaks Spanish.
Yes,
That's how he says it like that. Everybody speaks Spanish.
Spanish.
Friends, I have to tell you that last night I received a phone call from beyond the grave. It was our departed friend, Kenneth, calling from the depths of hell. And he described what hell is like in horrid detail. He said that in hell, the smell is awful. He said that in hell, everyone speaks Spanish. He said there is water in hell, but if you drink it, you pee blood out your ass for 7 hours. And perhaps worst of all, in hell, there are dozens and dozens of little trinket stores, but they all have the same little trinkets in them.
Meanwhile, in the real hell, Satan has slept with Saddam.
If I go spend the night with Saddam, then it's over between me and Chris. Chris has been so nice to me, and I know Saddam will just hurt me again. Maybe I'll just go talk to Saddam. I need closure. Yeah, that's it. I need closure. What am I doing?
What took you so long, baby?
Saddam, I'm just here to talk.
Great, let's talk. This bed is comfy, comfy.
Saddam, I only came here because I need closure.
Sounds fun. You know me, I'll try anything.
No, Saddam, listen to me.
Would you like a drink?
Maybe just a little one. I have to go back soon. I need you to understand that we can't be together anymore. I need you to not come by the condo and not try to see me. Chris thinks we can all be friends, but I don't. And I have to focus on Chris now. What is this?
These hotels have all kinds of crazy channels.
Saddam, will you listen to me? Chris is a great person. He's the one I want to be with now.
Really? So then, what are you doing here? I don't know about you, but this video's getting me pretty hot.
Saddam.
Here, have another drink.
Oh, God, my head. Drank too much. Chris? Oh, no!
Man, look at that. We went went through 14 bottles of vegetable oil. Ugh, I'm all greasy.
And then tells Chris about what happened. Chris forgives Satan, which actually upsets Satan more
I
and
forgive you.
leads.
Okay. I forgive you, Satan.
Why, Chris? I wish you would just be mad at me. He wishes that Chris would at least be angry at what happened.
But he's not. Oh, butternuts.
He's a man of the 90s.
Look, cry. I'm a man of the 90s. I cry when I'm feeling down, and I share my feelings.
I cry when I have to.
Oh, I cry when I have to, and I share my feelings. Whatever. I don't memorize that.
No, I know. I'm just. I wasn't correcting you.
Little
I was
boy toy, wherever he's from. Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Hey, you.
Hi, Chris.
You were out all night.
Yeah, I just spent the night walking around the marina.
Satan, you know you're not a very good liar. You went and saw Saddam, didn't you?
Yes.
Satan, I understand.
What?
I still feel secure and safe with you.
Oh, no.
What? What's wrong? I said it's okay.
I know.
Well, what more do you want from me?
Well, could you not be such a pussy about it? I mean, can't you just say, if you ever see Saddam again, I'll break your legs, or I'm gonna go kick Saddam's ass or something?
Satan, I'm a 90s man. I cry when I need to. I share my feelings and I keep my mind open about everything.
Just give me some boundaries. Be jealous. Go throw a football around for Christ's sake.
Now you're starting to hurt my feelings.
Chris.
Up there was somewhere new. Baby's born. Anyway.
Flowers bloom.
Go back and listen to South
Everyone
Park
dreams. Chris and Saddam keep getting into fights, which lead to the two murdering each other. But nevertheless, they keep reappearing in hell just to kill each other again, because where were they going to go? Detroit?
They're gonna go Detroit.
Where's they gonna go? Yeah, I know Detroit.
Yeah.
Why is that so fucked up though? It's funny. Like everybody's like, where's it gonna go? Detroit? Like, I guess it's either Detroit is that bad, is that what they're saying? Or they're just saying
It could have been.
I'm dead, so I mean, where was I gonna go? Detroit.
I think it's more the second one, but Detroit is kind of a shithole.
Never been
And
there.
by kind of, I mean super.
Really?
Yeah, it's got like abandoned buildings everywhere and shit because of like what? It was like a steel city or something, right?
It was an automotive city.
Right.
Most of the plants went to other states or Mexico, and then it's just a whole combination.
Has it been on the
of things.
rebound over the last 10, 15 years or anything?
Not really, no.
No, it's just gone further and further down. Like it's really kind of weird.
Like you can go to Detroit and like look at those buildings and stuff, and it's like you're going to like a World War II preserved area almost, because it's like they're falling apart. It's an ugly, rundown town. It's not.
I mean, can you imagine, man? This is just crazy to do. But can you imagine? Let's say you won the lottery, right? One of the biggest lotteries, like $1 billion you just won or something, right? What if you decided to go in and be the new owner, not owner, but the new city organizer?
You just go in and gentrify the crap out of Detroit.
Buy up all the property, clean it all up. You don't have to fucking gentrify it. But what you do is you clean it. So you clean everything up and then you sell it, and then you let other people come in and gentrify, thereby continuing to make residuals off the land.
Isn't that what got the lady in Four Brothers killed?
Shut up, dude. Yeah. Stop talking. Stop giving away my plan, Joe. I watched that movie last week. God damn it.
That movie is so good.
I know.
I just don't like that the one brother dies. That fucking gets me every time I watch it because he's my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
You're right, when it starts coming up, you're like, no,
don't do it.
No.
God damn it, no.
Anyway.
The passion is real.
Yeah, it is, man.
I saw the passion.
800 million box office, Cal.
I saw the passion, Cal. They let a non-serial killer Barabbas go free. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
name's not
Satan. My name's not Cat. It's Kyle.
Kid.
Yeah.
Oh man, Satan constantly debates whether he should be with Saddam, whom he finds sexually attractive, or Chris, who is kinder. Meanwhile, in hell, Satan asks Jean-Benet Ramsey for help regarding his two lovers, and she suggests going to God.
And now it's like there's one guy who's horrible to me, but I'm totally sexually attracted to, and then one guy who's really nice to me, but I'm not sexually attracted to at all.
Wow, that really sucks.
I've asked everybody for advice, but nobody seems to know the answer.
Well, there's one person who I always used to ask when I needed advice.
Who?
God.
God? I can't do that. I haven't spoken to God in like 5,000 years.
Well, then maybe it's time.
Oh my God, I can't believe that they put. I mean, if anybody's allowed to do it, it's definitely Colorado residents, because they probably, if you lived here in Colorado, from what I've talked to locals here, and when they told me about when the JonBenet Ramsey thing happened, at least people in the media, they were like, dude, when that thing was going on, it was a firestorm. Everybody was talking about it. So I imagine them being from this area. You know what I mean? They went to Colorado University. So I mean, they're Colorado boys. So like,
yeah,
I imagine they went through all that. So I give them a pass that they get to make fun of it because it's from their state. But still, it was a little shocking because the first time and still a little shocking every time you see it, because really, other than documentaries and whatnot, she's not really poked fun at or not that she is here, kind of, because they put her in hell.
Yeah. But we find out why.
Because she's not Mormon.
Yeah. That's the next.
Oh, yeah, that's like the next scene.
That's the underlining tone of it, of course, it's because she's not Mormon. But still, you wouldn't think they'd put that little girl in hell.
Right.
Hello? Can everybody? Okay. I'm the Hell Director. It looks like we have about 8,615 of you newbies today. And for those of you who were a little confused, you are dead, and this is Hell. So abandon all hope and yada, yada, yada. We're now going to start the orientation process, which will last about... Hey, wait a minute. I shouldn't be here. I was a totally strict and devout Protestant. I thought we went to heaven. Yes, well, I'm afraid you were wrong. I was a practicing Jehovah's Witness. You picked the wrong religion as well.
Well, who was right? Who gets into heaven?
I'm afraid it was the Mormons. Yes, the Mormons were the correct answer.
But they did, damn it.
But as you mentioned, yeah, she asked God for help, which I think is cool because we didn't see God in this one, right? We just hear his voice.
No, this is the first one that we see God in. We didn't see God in the last
one. We saw him in the New Year's Eve one. That's the first time we saw him.
No, I think he means like this little arc, this little story arc. This is the first time that God is in these episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say because God, we saw God in the New Year's Eve.
You're a boy with
titties. Yeah, look upon me. My dad.
You're a boy with titties.
Yeah, that's what I meant by. So this is the first time so this is the first time we saw him in the episode. His fucking weird looking tongue again, and
yeah, he's got this serpent tongue, which like that has to be a fucking troll to the super religious people, because it's like usually if you have the forked snake tongue, you're not good, you're evil.
Well, hang on. If you actually look in the older King James translations of the Bibles, angels looked fucking crazy. Like they were like multiple heads, like a floating round thing in the sky. Like, demons. They were actual angels, apparently. And the older you get in the translations of them, they are fucking insane looking, like burning your eyes out of your head type.
Oh, okay.
And not just that, like, when I say demons, they look like demons. They don't have the colors, right? But then, like, they will have horns and shit, and you're like, oh,
whoa, you're an angel?
That looks like an alien, bro. So why don't you just be fucking real with me, bro? Okay, just be fucking real. Like, seriously, and like, do you guys think? Not to go on a tangent here, but is South Park like? Are they predicting the future in like 1,000 years? Are we gonna have Go God Go, and we're gonna have science? You believe it.
You believe, yeah. Oh my science.
Oh my science.
Because like if there's a lot of people, or at least I would say 1/4 of this world will generalize here that believe that we are from sort of descent of not religious figures, but like the Anunnaki, right? And like aliens and stuff like that. And that's what these gods really are. They're not necessarily gods that have been that look over or overseer of our world. They're either highly intelligent beings from different species, or because of their existence on this planet, they are given some sort of quote unquote higher power, right? But that would be interesting if they were if they just came out and told everybody they're aliens. What do you think would happen? Do you think people would freak the fuck out because and like if just aliens came out and were like, religion is a farce. You're praising me, dog. Suck it! And like jump back in the UFO, and then like you just hear some like UFO gangster rap, like I be chilling through my spaceship. You know it's in the whip. You're like, that's whack, but respect. Like
I be creating fake religions on Earth. They bury motherfuckers in their own dirt.
Well, if you go back to ancient Sumerian text, or it's like a lot of the story of Gilgamesh.
Historical analysis with Scoop Jackson.
I'm a nerd. I like dove into all of this because I was trying to write a book about angels and shit, and it was nonfiction, of course, or fiction. Fake one's fiction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I dove into, and then I found the ballad or whatever. It's like a poem of Gilgamesh, and this dude was a king who was
Gilgamesh,
like 10 feet tall and talked to gods and fought angels and like went on epic ass journeys. And it's so old. But I was thinking, what if that's like the first fiction book? You know what I mean? Like the first, well, kids, gather round. Here's the story of Gilgamesh.
No, that's actually the Homer's Odyssey is widely regarded as the first work of fiction, if I recall. But you're right, the Epic of Gilgamesh is in the same construct and around the same time, but I think they give the credit to Homer and the Odyssey.
From the directors that brought you the Da Vinci Code comes the next blockbuster film of the year. Scoop Jackson in. I'm gonna fucking find this shit. Coming to a theater near you. This film is not yet rated.
Rated X.
Rated NC-17 for massive dump.
Rated NC-17 for interspecies erotica.
Oh man, look at him! Fuck that goat!
I miss my donkey.
It's not a donkey show. It's interspecies erotica, fucko.
Yep. Oh, I can't wait for Clerks 3.
That's gonna be so good.
Clerks
Yeah.
3. All right, we're going off on the rails.
Yeah, we've been on a serious tangent.
Satan goes to God, Joe. Take us away.
Satan goes and sees God in heaven, which we learn at this time is occupied solely by Mormons. And God calls Satan a pussy for complaining about such a problem, saying to him, "You got kicked out of here for being a headstrong rebel, and now you're a whiny little bitch."
Basically, just to break that down further, like he comes to God, right? And he's like, God, I have a problem. Yay, look upon me, son.
So hello, Satan.
It's been a while. Are you trying to take over the earth? Do you want to take over the earth? No.
Is it time for our? Is it time for our war or whatever? He said, "No, I just need to
talk." So he basically tells Satan that he's got a problem. He breaks down the whole relationship thing, and that's when then God says, "Damn, you sound like a little pussy."
Yeah.
I like how the scenes are great though because you go from the Mormons going, "Welcome to heaven." Oh my gosh, thank you.
Let's go make something out of egg cartons.
We're gonna go make a play about how stealing makes us feel bad.
Right, and then you go to God. Damn, you're the pussy.
Yeah.
Like God sounds cool, but it sounds like the people have taken over the keys to the kingdom upstairs, doesn't it? In this sense, because God sounds like he's a badass, but like,
right.
And by the way, if a God ever did appear on New Year's Eve, 1999, I would just say, make sure you ask him the question being like, what is the meaning of life, A, or B, what's the correct religion? Because if it ends up being Mormon and we find that out before we pass, I'm going to laugh my ass off that South Park got it right. But still, continuing on, God is in heaven with Satan.
Yep. God further tells Satan that he should dump both of them and try to learn to appreciate himself before he tries to find a new relationship. And this is great. Satan's like, yeah, for the last 1,000 years, I've just gone from one to the other. Like, it's just so funny.
Never focused on me. Never took the time for me.
Yeah. It's so...
I don't know which one to pick.
Jesus, what the hell happened to you?
Huh?
You got kicked out of here for being a headstrong rebel, and now you're a whiny little bitch.
Well, I just don't know which one to pick.
No, you've become dependent on relationships, so you haven't even considered the option of not being with either of them. If you're not sexually attracted to someone, you're not ever going to be. But Saddam isn't right either. He's the other extreme. You need to spend time alone so that you can find the balance, the middle ground. That's what I always do because I'm a Buddhist.
Yeah, you're right.
Why are you such a whiny?
Like South Park does such a good job of making Satan an empathetic character in this episode.
Right?
Like,
I actually like this version of Satan from any show across the board, like Lucifer, the show Lucifer with like the English guy. That show's actually really good, funny. But I digress. Satan from South Park is my favorite.
Even
Satan, Lucifer, any what?
Even in the later seasons, right? When he fights Man Bear Pig, you're like, come on, Satan! Like you're
Satan! Yeah! And you're like, oh my god, Man Bear Pig, what?
Satan's Super Sweet, or Hell on Earth is such a good episode too.
Oh, well, you're not in costume. You can't be here.
Satan, it's me, Steve.
Oh, it is me, Satan and Steve.
Oh, well, you're not in costume. You can't be here.
Oh, look, some people are really...
Bro, you gotta go.
Look, some people are really offended by the costume. It may have been too soon.
Some of the people are offended by your costume. It might be a little too soon.
It's me, Satan, Steve.
Oh, well, I wanted a Ferrari, not an Audi. I wanted a...
Did he do it? Didn't do it.
But Satan and Audi is a good gig. Everybody likes it.
It doesn't matter. Teddy didn't do it.
Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls. Oh, god damn it.
Oh, you got Oh, wait a minute. I'm at the party. Yeah, I got you back, homie.
Yeah, right. I love it where like we'll talk about that episode. Yeah, Butters keeps dropping the N-bomb. Like, I don't know, but that's for like
Butters is down,
6 seasons from now.
Butters is down for the culture.
Yeah, he really is.
Butters is the white black person.
Butters has been invited
He's
to
the kid who wants to be the black. Yeah, and that's why he gets invited. He's like, you know what? Come on in here, little cracker. We like you.
Yeah.
I've been that role. It's fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been invited to the cookout a couple times.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I am saying? Yeah, why do you keep asking that? Oh, back in South Park, Cartman reveals to Stan and Kyle that he, in fact, opened the church to con kids out of money and not out of religious fervor, as according to him, people can be easily forgiven by God. Which this throws back to when he saw the televangelism in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Right
And
at the
just
very
like,
beginning when he's watching it on TV.
yeah, you could see the wheels turning then. Sister Anne then manages to disband Cartman's church by having Jesus come and close it. As punishment for his sins, Cartman is sent somewhere worse than hell, Ensenada. He happens to meet he happens to meet Kenny at the bus stop. A similar event happens in hell, where even after Satan explains his intent to be single, Saddam continues to harass him. The devil then reveals that he has asked an old friend for a favor, and
Okay.
Saddam is forced to go live up in heaven with the Mormons.
This to him, right, as you put here, is
Yeah.
hell. So let's go back for a second to another development here in the Cartman situation. Okay? We're going to break down Cartman further. Look, whether you agree or disagree with Cartman's philosophy here, Cartman was just replicating what other churches are doing then and now.
Yeah.
And so by that proxy, he's just following the way of the land of the law.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it's already there's already like a preset program that you can follow, legitimately, like step by step, and it just all of a sudden you're a TV evangelist.
Yeah.
Making millions of dollars, getting millions of dollars from the government, paying no taxes.
Boom. So Cartman seizes on that opportunity as an American citizen, his goddamn measurement.
That's me
And
being a
what happens,
goddamn
like,
American
after-
citizen.
Okay, so the business opportunity, let's say, or this whole experiment fails. Fine. Churches close all the time. But as punishment for his quote unquote sins, he's sent to Mexico by himself. A fucking 8-year-old gets sent to Mexico. Okay? So he got sent to Mexico. He's had his kidney taken out. Wendy's broken his heart. His mom's a crack whore. Come on! I mean, we don't.
Yeah.
These are the signs, people. And it all leads up to next season.
I was gonna say, yeah, only a little ways
Cartman's
away
gonna have his
from.
breaking point next season.
Yeah, the first episode of it too, isn't it?
Second episode.
Oh, okay.
Season 5, episode 2.
Right.
I just watched the episode where he got rid of all of his dolls.
Actually,
Oh my!
That is such a creepy
It
episode.
is,
If you just
yeah.
like take the time and actually like watch it, it is really fucking creepy.
It really is. I can't remember what that was.
They
Not
told him to grow
necessarily a
up.
parody of,
Oh,
but
right.
it was like the whole scene where they're all in the same room and they all just keep dropping dead.
I think that in the next season as well, we'll get to review our first band episode. It's the Scientology, not Scientology.
It's Super Best Friends, the Blaine-tology.
But it's
Wow.
definitely a knock at Scientology. See, there, I said it. I said the word this time that I'll probably bleep out until we have to do the episode. Anyway, continue.
Do we
on
really
to-
get hit if we say that?
Wow.
Well, the thing about it is, these people they're the kind of people that search for these types of discussions, and like they search for the mention in any negative way or light. And by proxy, there are people that I can't speak for Joe, but I know that there's probably people in the wrestling industry, other than people that I know, that do believe in that. So like you have to choose your words correctly.
Yeah.
Publicly.
Oh, they actually believe it. That's too funny. Like, it's like, I really want to sit down with someone and be like, yo, do you honestly believe the bullshit they are selling you? You hold on to these little metal things and you get zapped to increase your power? What? Fucking come on. We were made by aliens who left DNA in a volcano. Are you fucking retarded?
You're a retarded fish frog because the alien fucked a volcano.
You're a retarded fish frog because the alien fucked the volcano. Oh, look, it's a retarded fish frog.
There you go. You're the offspring of 5 fish frogs having butt sex with the monkey.
It's so good. That's coming up too.
Yes.
Yeah. Go.
All right. Yeah. Oh yeah, Go is pretty far off. Never mind. So yeah, that was the plot. We are on the what did Kenneth McCormick say?
Oh wait, no, there was one more before we get into there. Before we get to the what did Kitty say? I want to also discuss the end of the episode as well with the devil, right? So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
Saddam Hussein got sent up to heaven. And it's interesting because I believe he gets referenced later on, right? Because Saddam Hussein wants to, it's either Imagination Land he's referenced again, or he's referenced in some sort of like, is it the Ladder to Heaven episode? Because they think we find out that Saddam Hussein's trying to build a ladder, trying to blow up heaven. I'm not doing that, God.
I'm not doing that, God.
Hey,
It's
it's just a cookie factory or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's making fun of the UN inspections and shit.
Right,
Where
okay,
were
so
you?
Where were you when they built that ladder to heaven?
You're over 9/11.
That episode just blatantly calls him out for fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so good that they called fuck Alan Jackson.
We're gonna get into
What did Kenny say?
What did Kenny say? What did Kenny say?
We're back for another What Did Kenny Say? Kenny had some short lines here because, well, he was sent to Mexico. Yep. So, in this episode, as we talked about the last one, it concluded with Kenny getting hit by a bus and taken off. So now, in this episode, off screen, we see the driver. He goes, "So we are now entering Ensenada, the second largest city on the Mexican Baja Peninsula." Tour bus then makes its way through Ensenada. "We have now traveled over 2,000 miles since leaving New York City. We'll just be stopping here for a few moments for gas, and then our tour will continue on to its final destination." And then you see the attendant, like, cleaning the bus, says, I don't know, I can't speak Spanish. Joe, can you speak Spanish?
Algo pegado bajo el autobus.
Yes, which means listen.
Yeah,
there's something stuck under the bus. And then the driver says, ¿Qué? What's stuck to the bottom of the bus? And then the attendant takes to his mom. Oh no, but it's like, does he say it like a white style? "Okay, what's stuck to the bottom of the bus?" Okay, all right.
Yeah.
"Okay." And then the attendant takes the mop, jabs the bottom of the bus, and Kenny falls down. So Kenny didn't die. He was able to at least, grab onto something, save his life. And Kenny says, "Ow!" And the driver goes, "Oh goodness, we must have run over a little Mexican further up north. Is it okay?" And then the attendant says, "I don't know,
Pienso que sí." Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Kenny stands up. The driver says, "Well, here's 50 for the gas." And he starts the bus and drives off. Dick move. Leaves this little kid. Kenny says, "Where am I?" And the attendant goes, "¿Qué? ¿Qué?" And Kenny goes, "Where am I?"
¿Qué?
So later on, the cartman now, he goes, "That's your match, already." Phone rings. "Yes, I said answer the phone." "Hey, there you go." And he answers the phone. "Hey, hello?" And Kenny from the payphone next to the Papa and Beer in Ensenada goes, "Cartman, you gotta help me. I'm not fooling around." Cartman goes, Stan goes, "What?" "It's Kenny. He's coming from beyond the grave." Stan says, "Kenny? What's he saying?" Kyle's like, "Ask him what hell's like." And Cartman's like, "Kenny, yes, what's hell like? Give us every horrible detail." And Kenny goes, and then you just hear mariachi music, right? And then that was pretty much it. As later on in Ensenada, Mexico, at the end of the episode, when Cartman arrives, Kenny runs up and sees Cartman as he gets sent to Mexico, as we mentioned. And Kenny goes, Eric? And Cartman goes, "Crap." And that's how it ends.
And that's what Kenny said.
That's what Kenny said. Well, there you go. So that's very short and sweet, Scoop. So why don't we jump into this trivia? Why don't you lay it down for us, buddy?
All right. This is the last South Park episode where the boys are in 3rd grade. Yes. Finally. This is also the last episode to feature the 1997 Comedy Central logo at the end, which had started with the premiere episode Cartman Gets an Anal Probe. The bottle that Stan and Saddam Hussein are drinking from reads Gustav's Scotch since 1901.
before we move on for a second, I just want to point out for the Comedy Central logo, for those who weren't aware, it was like at the end of the episode during the early 90s, late 90s to early 2000s, it would pop on with their logo and it'd be like,
yeah, it had
right?
would have like this satellite beam emanating from the top of the skyscraper in the logo. This was when they still had like the globe with the buildings popping out of it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And the satellite tower or whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Heidi Turner.
Heidi Turner is called Marcy by her parents in this episode. Identically, her father dies in this episode as well. Incidentally. My bad. I have my glasses on.
No.
There we go. In this episode, France's voice sounds remarkably like Butters. Huh. That's funny.
Yeah.
The title of this episode answers the question of the previous episode's title.
Shit! Yeah, which is one of my favorite jokes in the whole thing. Do the handicap go? Probably.
Probably. That's fucking awesome.
Did you really just figure that out?
Yes, I did. It is great. It's awesome. Oddly, the theme song doesn't play in this episode.
No, we don't. You don't get to move on here. The name of the last fucking episode was called "Do the Handicap Go to Hell?" And then you immediately watched it this week, and you saw it was called "Probably." You didn't put it together then.
Nope. I did not.
He's been sick, Matthew.
Yeah.
Well, still, that's going to be clipped because apparently people like when Scoop have premonitions or when he's able to figure things out.
Yes, when he has those epiphanies.
Yeah,
you can like almost see the light going off above his head.
It's great.
Oddly, the theme song doesn't play in this episode. Instead, a recap of the previous episode is shown. This is, I think, one of the only episodes that does that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or do we have a couple?
The next recap that we get is in Go God Go, but they do it in like that Battlestar Galactica style.
Yeah.
So like they put Cartman in like all these ridiculous situations that probably didn't happen, but maybe it did. We don't know because he's in the future, so they can do whatever the fuck they want, right? But yeah, that was like kind of the next one where it was
yeah, they were using the Buck Rogers theme.
Buck Rogers theme. There you
go. This one, they do something in the recap that like I can't remember the joke now, but they did something in the recap that like completely didn't actually happen in the episode. Is this the one where? Is this the one where they make fun of Fonzie jumping the shark?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Totally talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, Richie, I gotta do it.
Stupid.
Yeah. Fonz, you can't jump that shark. Hey, Richie, I gotta try.
And now the conclusion of South Park. Boom! Oh.
Yeah, he falls right into it.
I told him
he couldn't do it.
I like how they changed the ending.
Yeah.
This episode reveals that the only people who go to heaven are Mormons. Any non-Mormon characters will end up in hell after they die. Subnote, Kenny McCormick and Saddam Hussein are the exceptions to this rule. Kenny is allowed to enter heaven twice. In South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and later Best Friends Forever, while Saddam went to heaven in this episode. This episode marks the first instance that Timmy stands on his feet, albeit for a few seconds.
He is love.
All right, now we get into some continuity here. When Cartman says the tooth fairy thing didn't work, so basically Cartman starts telling the boys about, he's like, you guys, money, all this money. They're like, what's going on? And he's like, well, the tooth fairy thing didn't work. So he's talking about all his different ways he was trying to make $1 million or $10 million.
Yeah.
So that was continuity from the Tooth Fairy Tats 2000 when he says the Tooth Fairy thing didn't work. And then Cartman also says the boy band thing didn't last, and that was a reference, of course, to something you can do with your fingers. So the full line was the Tooth Fairy thing didn't work, the boy band didn't think that last. Then I got this idea, which reference is back to your mention of the first thing Cartman does in Do the Handicap Go to Hell when he watches the Evangelist on TV. So Cartman's just trying to make money. There's the go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna sing "'Cause he is love. Love,
Yeah,
love,
yeah,
love.
yeah.
El Presidente's aides from the rainforest Shmeen forest appear in hell. Apparently, they went to hell. Obviously, because they were not Mormon. Lambtron, who's on the couch next to Miss Prissy Pants, Pingin, and several other chimp Pokemon are seen laying around Cartman's living room during the adult's ploy to lure him away from his ministry. Because after Cartman, Stan, and Kyle are doing their church thing, the parents all try and get together to lure the boys back. So what they do is they fill Cartman's living room full of toys and rides and games and chocolate powdered pancake donuts.
Hello, kitties. I made you all powdered donut pancake surprise.
Wow, cool. No, this is a trick. Do not vex me, O temptress.
What?
This is a distraction from our work on the church. Do not think that you can tempt us with toys and your game and tidings of powdered donut pancake bread. For it is the afterlife we are concerned ourselves with. Not the pleasures of this earth, but salvation in the world after. Yeah.
Oh, well, alrighty then.
I see what you're doing, man. You're not gonna do what you with your talking about like he's sitting there still eating it, like he takes a donut, but he's like not gonna like confine to it, like not gonna commit to it. So him and he's like, "Come on, Stan and Kyle, let us leave." So they left and they didn't buy into. Didn't they get him a new bike too, or something like that? Like they pulled out all the stops for everybody. Like for they were like,
Yeah,
Cartman
do not give in to this temptation.
Like I know Cartman was trying to see the bigger picture here for $10 million, right? But if he was playing deal or no deal, looking back, he should have taken this deal because like he would have gotten more out of it. I'm just saying, instead of not having anything. As a kid, like he should have taken it. Like that's what I would have done.
Right.
Right. So Terrence and Philip toys from Cow Days are also seen in the living room. There's also a blue Mega Man doll from Damien, which appears in there. I love Mega Man. There's a plushie of sexual harassment panda lying on the living room floor. And then, of course, the Antonio Banderas blow-up doll from one of my least favorite episodes of South Park, Corn's Groovy Pirate Ghost Mystery, appears in the hotel room of Satan and Saddam Hussein. Now, that's the only time where that blow-up doll, I think, is really best used.
Yeah. That episode we already did, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we had it.
Yeah, that was the Scooby-Doo parody episode where Corn runs around. They're dressed like Scooby-Doo characters. They're drawn that way and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's actual Corn that's doing it, right?
Yeah, it's
their voices and yeah.
I guess Matt and Trey are Corn fans.
I think they're Corn fans. I think Corn was fans of them.
Yeah, I think they were mutual. I think it was like mutual fandom.
Like I think the thing, if you look at what is it we talked about on a previous episode, what is it, M or double fist, what is it, double vaginal DV?
Yeah, DVDA,
double
vag,
sound,
double anal.
That sound of music, that hard rock kind of grunge sound, kind of does fall more with that Corn style of music. So I could see why they would be friends, or that would be their kind of a style of music they're into, right?
I've never seen a man eat so many chicken wings.
All right, guys, let's get now into our top moments we liked. Scoop, what was your first top liked moment?
So everything aside, my favorite part about this episode is Chris and Saddam's fight at the end, where they're ripping each other to pieces.
Die, pussy! Ow! Ah!
Guys! Look, you both can stop fighting now. I've made a decision.
You have?
Yes, I don't want to be with either one of you.
What?
Saddam, you're an asshole, and you'll never be the friend that I want. And Chris, well, you're a pussy, and you'll never be the lover I want. So I'm just gonna be alone for a while and learn to like myself.
Satan, can we go for a walk in the park?
No, I'm not going on a walk. You're a pussy, Chris, and you drive me crazy. Go away.
Fine.
And then there's some stuff that we kind of missed, like some errors in this episode, because then once Chris rips off Saddam's leg, in the very next scene, he's got it back on his body.
Yeah, I mean,
we normally don't go over we normally don't go over the errors. That's why I didn't put it. Like, really, we've never gone over the errors.
No. That's true.
But
this one had some.
I know you did. That's why I removed it.
This one had some funny ones though. And the alien chilling on top of the church. You didn't see it. It's pretty funny. My second is Satan sending Saddam to heaven. Giving Saddam into heaven with all the Mormons is probably the worst thing ever for that dude. That's got to be hell times 10. It's so funny. Saddam, are you building a weapons factory?
And like he would go to kill, he'd go to kill them in heaven, and they'd just come back up. What the hell are you guys doing back? And where were we going to go? Detroit?
Yeah.
And Cartman as a pastor.
Come on up to the stage here, guys. We're gonna heal you.
Timmy, I command you to walk.
I command you to walk, Timmy. Walk, Timmy. Walk. Timmy falls to the fucking stage and everything.
Yeah.
And then what was it? There was also somebody else with the glasses.
There was
this guy couldn't see.
There was the ugly girl too.
Ugly girl couldn't see, and the ugly. This girl's ugly.
Do you
believe? And then he hits her.
Yeah,
and then he like, oh, have mercy, have mercy. Oh, he's love. Like he's down the whole show.
Yeah.
Cartman is king in this episode. It's glorious.
Today, this Jewish boy and all sinners are going to be saved. Kyle, do you believe in God? Yes. Do you want to be saved from hell? Yes. That's good, because right now, all the Judas is coming out of your body, being replaced by the Spirit of God. Ow! Praise God. How do you feel now? Do you feel the light of God inside you? I think so. Praise the Lord. Yeah. For he is Lord. He is Lord. Bring up the next person. This boy has been crippled with sin, but I hear God saying that this boy will walk. Hallelujah. Timmy! We are going to save you, and you are going to walk with the Lord. Timmy! Devil be gone. Now walk, Timmy. Come on, Timmy, get out of that chair. The Lord wants you to walk, Timmy. Walk, Timmy. Timmy, he walks. Whoa. Yes, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Where are you from, little boy? Denver. And God is telling me that you have bad eyesight. Is that it? Yeah, that's right. Well, God is gonna heal those eyes and save you from the devil be gone. Hooray! For he is Lord. Right here we have a little girl who is very, very ugly. Do you believe he's gonna cure your face of the uglies? Yes! He's gonna take that ugly face and make you reasonable to look at. Oh, good Lord, somebody say amen. Amen.
What else did I like in this whole? I'm going to talk about the arc for a second. I like that they just kind of give you an expose on a small scale on really how some of these, I'm not saying every church, but some of the churches on a national level who take advantage of individuals. Mm-hmm. And they do so by putting on a show, then by getting these donations, right? Because the whole point Cartman was selling to his minister, or his congregation, was that we're going to build a house or a church out of glass. And all glass, so that we can look up to God.
Yeah, they were making fun of the Crystal Cathedral.
Right? So they were trying to when I thought about this, every time I see this, it makes me think about Simpsons, where Homer's on the balloon and he ends up going across the top of the church naked or whatever. Is that?
Yeah.
Gaze at God's floor. Gaze at God's beautiful floor.
Gaze at God's beautiful.
Always
down at the floor. That's what this episode reminds me of.
And you just hear it streaking against the glass the whole time.
So I did like that when he was talking about the Crystal Cathedral, because it kind of looked like, if you look at the blueprints, it kind of looks like that church, the Simpsons church. So I always kind of correlated that together. And of course, Simpsons did it, so it's not a big deal.
Simpsons did it. Well, the Simpsons fucking did everything. They're on season 45.
Dougie.
To your point, guys, as far as the the Saddam and Chris fight, I did like that too. I like how they died. I like how they, with just different ways of them dying, and then they come back. Where was I going to go? Detroit. Satan, it's me, Chris. Anyways,
And like when he dumps Chris too, like Chris sees him dump Saddam, and Chris automatically thinks everything's all good to go. And he's like, "No, I said I need to be by myself. That means you too."
Wouldn't it have been a plot twist if all of a sudden Saddam and Chris hooked up then? It would have been like a weird pairing, but it would have been perfect for Saddam because then he could have controlled that pussy.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the same thing too. Like they fight so much and then they bond over that fighting. Like, yeah, you're not so bad. Come here.
Come here, guy.
Give me, yeah.
But yeah, as far as the overall arc of the story, I really enjoyed Cartman's continued pursuit of $10 million, and I think this is the last one for the season. The next one we're going to get is when he gets the theme park, right? Which I think is next season.
Yeah, super fun time, or that not super fun time.
Cartman Land.
Yeah.
Cartman
So
Land.
much to do, and you can't come, especially standing car.
He used the "you can't come" method, and now everybody's
move along, sir. He hired the mall cop back for that episode.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, that's good. You see, Cartman took care of his people, too. He took care of his people. He fucked over that mall cop in the fucking finger bang episode with the fucking orange smoothies. The mall cop wanted his autograph at the end. What did Cartman do? Kept his phone number and he hit him up. You see, Cartman's a man of the people. I'm just saying.
I don't take pay in theme park rides, so
we'll get there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for another edition of Suck My Balls right here on a litany of networks, as we mentioned, on homimediagroup.podbean.com, which is essentially everywhere. Just type in Homie Media Group on all your podcast outlets, as well as the ratsaladreview.com and the R&R Pod Network. If you can, though, if you are listening to us, as our numbers have continued to grow and grow since we moved over to Spreaker, like, subscribe, and share our personal feed. Like us on iTunes and Spotify, and give us a review. 5 stars if you feel. 1 star if you hate us. If you give us a 1 star and you tell a really good story, like make a story up on why the 1 star. Just make something ridiculous up. Like, I scooped back in 1994, and on that cold day, he took away my high C fruit punch. So from that moment on, I've had it out for that piece of shit. So if you leave a funny one that, I'd be okay with it.
I have a story about 1994, actually.
If you leave a Yelp catastrophe,
I would prefer that you leave 5 stars, though. So I just want to make that clear. Leave a funny story, though. Send us an email at suckmyballspod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at suckmyballspod. As well as you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew_Shapper. Sorry, go ahead. Anybody?
So, like,
1994, you said?
I think it was like 96, actually, or 97. But in school, Matthew, I don't guess, can I say his last name? Should I say names? No? All right. Well, this kid dumped Go-Gurt on my head, and I was about to dump my milk on his head. And he was like, "Go ahead, do it. I'll sue you for breaking my ear thingies." His hearing aids. Mm-hmm. I was so mad. I was like, "Who the fuck dumps Go-Gurt on someone's head?" I wanted to fight that kid ever since, and I still hate him for it.
You didn't do anything?
I couldn't. I was too afraid that I would get into way more trouble because he has disabilities.
I'd have slapped a cochlear implant off his goddamn head.
Yeah, at that point, instead of throwing milk, I would have fucking, honestly, because I was that kid, a little wrestling kid, and I did it, probably would have dropped back and given him a sweet chin music. Like I should,
hindsight, I should have stood up for myself, because after that, I became like a target and was picked on a lot.
Right.
So I should have done something, hindsight, but, you know.
He let the deaf kid push him around. Let's make fun of him.
I want to say in like the 3rd or 4th grade is what it was. I pedigreed a kid on the front schoolyard, like after school, as teachers and parents were picking up their kids and shit. Like, this kid said some shit about my sister, and I just fucking was like, "Fuck you!" And I kicked him in the stomach, and like he came there, and I fucking took his arms up, bro. Boom! Pedigreed his ass right up on the fucking, yeah. And teachers and principals are running out there. What's going on? What's going on? And I was like, he said I fucked my sister. And they were like, okay, go home, Mr. Schaefer, go. So I didn't get in trouble. But like, I'm just saying, I was that little kid that if you said something about my sister, it's gonna fuck you up. Anyway, Joe, what's going on the docket in your life right now?
All the same stuff, honestly, and I can't remember the whole lineup, smorgasbord of things. Primos Premier Pro Wrestling on Facebook and Twitter. I'm on Twitter at JV Vernola. I'm actually a little better with updating that and telling people where I'm going to be. February 27th, I will be in the Phoenix area for IZW Monster. The 13th.
Impact Zone Wrestling.
Yes, it is. The 13th, I will be in Utah for Devotion Championship Wrestling. There should still be some tickets for that at this point. And yeah, all that other good stuff.
And of course, guys, you can check out my podcasts that I am usually on, like the Fuse, AEW Review. I'm taking a break. We'll hear this, but last week I took a break, so when you hear this, I will probably won't be taking a break for this upcoming episode. It's getting confusing with these recording schedules. But that being said, check out Like the Fuse, the AEW Review podcast with Ben Hameen and Chris Silvio. Check out the new Fourth Order podcast. It's a podcast I produce about Star Wars as they are about to hit you're getting close to episode 100, actually. I think they're on episode 97. So they're getting close to episode 100. It's coming up here in a couple weeks. And of course, you can also visit patreon.com/StevieRayTV. Become a subscriber, sign up, and you can get all the great content interviews with the 10-time Hall of Fame tag team champion, Stevie Ray. Right now on our Patreon, we just had WWE Diva, Deborah McMichael, Deborah Marshall, Deborah Mongo McMichael, Stephen Williams, Austin, however you want to give her the gimmick. But WWE Queen Deborah, WCW Deborah, she joins Stevie Ray. Part 1 and Part 2, when you're listening to this episode of South Park Suck My Balls, will be up now on Patreon. So you can listen to the full interviews. Check that out, as well as a litany of other content on patreon.com/Stevie Ray TV. Also go to Russo Bros Coffee. Get Russo Bros Coffee at thebrosters.com. And of course, ZordosOliveOil.com. Time out, Scoop. How you feeling? What do you got to say? I like how you just parted your hair the other way.
Oh, shit. Ski. I'm going to get real for a second.
Oh, hold on. Scoop's moment of the week.
Listen, if you're the fucking little bitch out there that says you can't be friends with someone because they voted for somebody, listen, you're as immature as the person that you support. I tell you that right now. If you can't get past something like that and be a decent human being, we don't have to agree, right? But we do have to get along, otherwise this shit burns the fuck down. So, get over your shit, all right? It's time to move on and be one. Fuck you.
Just take all your shit, put it in a bag.
Get your shit, get it all together, and what does he say? And get it together.
Put it in the bag.
Yeah, get all of your shit. Get it together.
Get your shit together. Get it all together. Put it in a backpack. All your shit so it's together.
You know what?
You gotta take it.
I disagree. I disagree with everything you just said. No, I think that those are good words. Yeah, guys, we don't have to always agree with everything, but we got to get along. We got to work together. We got to work for a better tomorrow. We got to work for a better today. Hand in hand, the future begins with you and me. Future begins with you and me. Anyway, guys, that's another edition of Suck My Balls South Park Review. We'll be back for 4th grade. We're getting into 4th grade next week, as well as the conclusion of the 5-episode spread out story arc of Mr. Garrison's sexuality transformation. So get ready, because Miss Chokes on Dick is coming to South Park. We'll see you next week
Call the doctor.
on another edition. Shut my mouth.
Jacket.
Oh, she like butter, and my girl tastes a lot like candy. When she comes, her flavor gets on everything. When we get home, baby, we can knock off the damn sheets. When I go, see my candy, and I call, the words they sound like butter. Miss that sweet loving. When you get home tonight, you better be calling me. Swear to God, I can't lying to you, baby. But you're on the phone. So turn off all the lights and turn on the music tonight. We're doing them freaky things. Love and tangle, sweet love, my angel. Good luck working that angle. And when you get the chills, I can feel it. Ooh, I feel it. But when you stand in front of me, I just can't see. Swear to God, I can't lying to you, baby. But you're on the phone.
Looking for some new podcasts to listen to? Well, Rat Salad Review Network has plenty of shows to choose from. Like Rat Salad Review, where they discuss the latest rock and metal news, as well as interviews and albums. Album vs. Album, the King Diamond Podcast, with Wayne Noon, Greg Noggle, and sometimes this guy.
Smack 'em a gob!
Ralph Vieira is also on our network with the Vieira Vault. There's also Old Man Metal's Musings, where he discusses heavy metal and beer. Music is Life with Lou Mavs. The Right Opinion for those who love politics. A South Park podcast called Suck My Balls. The Infinite Fringe, a watch-along wrestling show called Beyond Bushido. Ex-Stradivarius guitarist, the Timo Tolkki podcast. And the Great Harry Barnett with I Don't Even Like Podcast and the Laughcast. So check out ratsaladreview.com or search Rat Salad Review on YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and more.